Disclaimer: the following story is a fictional reimagining of a purported Indian urban legend. It is intended for mature audiences and contains disturbing themes. They say Noh Kalikai isn't a ghost. Not in the traditional sense, anyway. Some whisper it's a curse, a malevolent entity that latches onto a family, a lineage, and consumes it from within. Others claim it's a psychological breakdown, a descent into madness so profound that it becomes a contagious contagion. But there's a story, an old one, they say is the origin. A tale so horrific, so deeply rooted in darkness, that it's whispered only in the dead of night, when the world is hushed and shadows dance. It's a story of a family, the Kalis, and a secret so sinister, it would make your blood run cold. It was in the heart of Kolkata, in a time when the city was still finding its feet, that the Kalis resided. A wealthy family, respected and feared in equal measure. The patriarch, Kalendra, was a man of shadows, his eyes holding depths of darkness that few dared to explore. His wife, Avani, was a porcelain doll trapped in a gilded cage, her silence as deafening as her beauty. Their only child, a girl named Kalika, was the apple of their eye. A precocious child with an uncanny intelligence, she was as captivating as she was enigmatic. But beneath her bright exterior, a darkness lurked, a shadow that grew with each passing day. The Kalis had a secret, a dark ritual passed down through generations. A ritual said to grant unimaginable power, but at a cost so terrible, it was almost unthinkable. It involved a human sacrifice, a pure soul offered to the ancient gods. And they had chosen Kalika. The night of the ritual was a moonless one, the house shrouded in an eerie silence. The Kalis, their faces contorted in a grotesque mixture of ecstasy and terror, prepared for the sacrifice. Kalika, her eyes wide with fear and confusion, was strapped to an altar. As the first drop of blood fell, a scream echoed through the night, a sound so primal, so filled with despair, that it shook the very foundations of the house. And then silence. The next morning, the house was empty. The Kalis had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a chilling emptiness. But the legend says that Kalika didn't die. Instead, her soul was fractured, split into countless pieces that scattered like ashes in the wind. These fragments, they say, are Noh Kalikai. They attach themselves to unsuspecting families, feeding on their fears, their insecurities, their darkest secrets. They manipulate, they torment, they destroy. And when they're done, they move on, leaving behind a trail of broken lives and shattered minds. The stories are endless. A family in Delhi, driven to madness by inexplicable terrors. A young couple in Mumbai, consumed by a paranoia so intense, they locked themselves in their apartment, never to be seen again. A child in Kolkata who started speaking in an ancient guttural tongue before disappearing without a trace. The question remains, is Noh Kalikai a supernatural entity, a psychological phenomenon, or something far more sinister? Is it a curse, a contagion, or simply the manifestation of our deepest, darkest fears? Some say it's just a story, a way to scare children into behaving. But those who have truly encountered the darkness that is Noh Kalikai know better. They know that the horror is real, and it's closer than you think. Maybe you're sitting alone in your apartment right now, the only sound the ticking of the clock. Or perhaps you're with friends, the laughter and chatter a thin veneer over the underlying unease. Either way, there's a part of you that listens, that waits for the slightest whisper of something otherworldly. Because the truth is, we're all susceptible. We all carry shadows within us, secrets we'd rather not face. And in the darkest corners of our minds, there's a fear, a dread, a nameless terror that resonates with the ancient evil of Noh Kalikai. So as you sit there, alone or with company, remember this: you are not safe. The darkness is watching, waiting, and it might be closer than you think. The room grows colder, the shadows seem to deepen. A faint whisper echoes, a name lost in the night. Noh Kalikai.